Hello there. Today I am reading Northanger Abbey. Is it Northanger or Northanger? I just finished Emma like last week, and it quickly became the best classic that I have ever read. I love Jane Austen's writing. She's so funny. I think we would be best friends. And so that brought me down a path of wanting to read all of her novels. So today I started on Northanger Abbey and I'm so excited. I'm like 34 pages in and it's so good already. This was Jane Austen's first full novel. So Emma was her last novel, so obviously it's gonna be a bit better. Keep you updated, but very much enjoying it. Hello, I was too lazy to actually pull out my tripod, so you are currently on a nightstand with my bullet journal, and I am sitting here on the floor, but I feel like I needed both of my hands because I want to talk about this because I'm about like halfway through. First off, the like hero of the story, not hero, but like the main guy interest of the story, Mr. Tilney. I keep reading it as Tinley, which sounds more like a normal name, but it's Tilney. Henry. He might be my favorite male character of the Jane Austen books that I've read. He like is this guy who knows about sewing and he reads novels and he like defies gender roles. I love him. I love him. He's great. Catherine I also like. That's the main character, and she seems so wholesome and sweet. Like I'd love to be her friend. And right now the Thorpes, suspicious. Isabella, super suspicious. I don't know what's happening there, but it's drama. But right now it's mainly just Catherine like trying to figure out how a heroine thinks and how to become more of a heroine herself, because she starts off as a very like shy, tomboyish girl. There's so much about like defying gender stereotypes because Catherine is very much not a girly girl, and then Henry is very open to being just a cool man who is secure in his masculinity. I think it might be, I don't know if it's easier to read than Emma, or if just the fact that I've read Emma and that was like my first time picking up Jane Austen since high school, that I kind of got used to the language again. And so that's why this is easy to read. Or it could be that this is literally easier to read because it's her first actual novel and Emma was her last. Also, Jane Austen a lot in the story kind of breaks the fourth wall and she starts talking as herself, which is very interesting. Like at one point she goes off on like a tangent about novels and how men don't respect the art of novel writing and novel reading, and they see like only history books and male writers as being like noble professions for writing and noble books to read. And that's a big theme that carries on, where Catherine is like loves novels, loves reading, and then the annoying guys in her life are like, oh, please, I could not be bothered with a novel. And Jane Austen breaks the fourth wall and like talks about that. So I don't know, it's kind of, it was jarring at first. I was like, I just want to be in the story. I don't want to hear from you. But now I kind of like it. It's interesting. Hello. So I finished Northanger Abbey probably like a week ago. So I guess I'll just wrap up my final thoughts on the book. I will say that I could definitely tell this was her like first finished novel, just because, I don't know, I read Emma first, and that's her last novel that she wrote that was like fully finished, and it was amazing. I loved it. And I really loved this one too, but it did feel a little like elementary compared to Emma, but still was really good. The ending, I feel like, I feel like all of Jane Austen's novels end in like a marriage. I don't know that for certain, but I feel like that's what happens. But I don't know. Like, the ending just felt kind of abrupt. I did have a problem with how they ended the kind of friendship between Catherine and Isabella. I felt like Isabella's note kind of offered like a reconciliation moment, but it didn't happen. But maybe that was on purpose. Maybe it was like another showing of how Isabella is just manipulative. It was probably that. Earlier, I was like, I don't understand why people are saying this is a good Halloween book, a spooky book, because I was on the first half of the book before they go to Northanger Abbey. But once they get to Northanger Abbey, that's when the like possible gothic happenings start to happen, and Catherine starts to believe that the house is haunted and everything. So it did get more spooky vibes, I guess, in that. Not like, scary, but like the atmosphere. It's weird because she initially was gonna end the book before they even go to Northanger Abbey, but then she wrote more and made a part 2 that sealed it. I'm definitely glad she did that, because the first half was very, I don't know, not unique, and it didn't really get interesting till the second part. I was still captivated by the town when they were in Bath and everything, but I think it really shined in the second half. I really enjoyed the second half more than the first. It was a very quick read. It was like less than 200 pages. So I think this would be a great book to start out with if you want to read Jane Austen or any of the writers of that time period. And it was also very easy to understand. There wasn't too many characters. It followed a very like traditional plot line. One thing that I found very funny in this that I want to point out was how Mr. Thorpe is constantly talking about his carriage and how like new and fancy and up to date it is, and how much he got it for, and what this guy's carriage is like, and just talking nonstop about carriages. And I thought that was so funny because it's like the old equivalent of car guys, like talking about their car constantly. I definitely recommend it. Very good. We love. I'd probably give it like a 4 out of 5 stars. Northanger Abbey, ladies and gentlemen. A great beginner for Jane Austen. So if you're gonna read them in order, that would be great, because this would be first. And it's very easy to get through. And I'll see you again probably next week, or maybe again this week if I'm feeling ambitious. Okay, bye.